when we talk about heat, for example, when there is a red alert in Mumbai, where I live, there will be an announcement that the government makes which says, stay out of the heat and stay hydrated. How are people who are construction workers supposed to stay out of the heat? How are our rickshaw drivers, our bus drivers, our train drivers, vegetable vendors? They are running our cities, right? They are now given an off because it's hot. They are expected to continue working so that the city can keep working. And that's, I think, that inequality is something we really wanted to bring to the fore, especially because we assume that that's not the audience coming to watch our play. The audience that's coming to watch our play is most likely the privileged kind, most likely the kind who can say, oh, it's hot today, I'm not going to go outside, I'm going to skip working out, I'm going to, take a cab, I'm going to put on the AC. That's not an actual solution to the climate crisis. That's not even a band-aid, frankly. It's something that's worsening it. That's a namak on the wound, frankly.
I really appreciate that you also believe in the power of theatre. We all have been hearing about climate change since we were at least a few years. We've been hearing it, maybe a few decades for some of us, that the time to act is now, and the time to act is now, and somehow the time to act is still now only. And we do hope that with the arts, with theatre, with comedy, with music, with podcasts, all of these fantastic things that Climate Culture Collective is doing, we can hopefully convince people that it's time to be part of the climate solution, not only observers of the climate crisis.
Presenting Tech Fever. It's the studio where we're shooting in the afternoon. Oh, isn't it amazing?
It looks bigger on TV.
5, 6, 7, go! Do you know which is the hottest year on record?
This year?
Do you know which will be the next hottest year?
Next.
Deepak? What did I just say?
100 billion hours, something heat stress.
Yeah.
I understood.
You see, this is why we need something more dramatic. I mean, Poha is more interesting than us.
Been working non-stop, research, rehearsal, getting the prototype ready in time, then going all the way to Kandivali to help this guy.
Political theatre is not something that's new. Issue-based theatre is not something that's new. It's so integral to what much of theatre around the world, storytelling, art around the world has been about. With climate change, I think earlier it was like people weren't talking about it enough. And now the way people are talking about it, even if we are all talking about it, it's very factual, it's very dry, it's happening in that side of the world. Himachal there's flooding, or somewhere else there's drought. It's somebody else's problem. But with theatre, when we make it personal, we make it intimate, you see yourself in the characters, hopefully we start to see ourselves as implicated in the climate crisis, and hopefully a part of the climate solution as well.
India is heating up and the numbers show it. In 2023, we lost an estimated $141 billion in income and 181 billion labor hours due to heat exposure, according to the Lancet Countdown. More than half of India's districts are now classified as high or very high heat risk zones. The crisis is clear, but conversations around it are very limited. What if this urgent issue were explored not through reports, but on stage? That's exactly what Mumbai-based theatre group thought-provoking did with their new play, Fever Dream, which premiered at the Bangalore International Centre. Presented by the Climate Culture Collective, incubated by Asar Social Impact Advisors, the production turned climate anxiety into absurd, thought-provoking comedy. Set at a fictional tech talent show, Fever Dream follows 3 eccentric innovators pitching a bizarre invention, cool pods, to a live audience. The humor was sharp, the setting strange, and the message clear. India's growing heat crisis is both overwhelming and overlooked. Director Meghana said the play aimed to move beyond data, using laughter and discomfort to show how heat shapes everyday life. Art can reach where data cannot, she said. Rikesh Singh, Chief of Communications at Asar, called theatre a space that demands presence in an age of distractions, allowing audiences to feel the crisis rather than just read about it. The collaboration between thought-provoking and the CCC reflects a growing trend using creativity to communicate climate change. CCC has previously worked with stand-up comedians in Bengaluru and Delhi to turn air pollution and urban chaos into material for satire. helping audiences relate to environmental issues through humor. The play stars Shivani Tanksile, Sahir Mehta, and Jayesh Behwal, with writing by Meghana A.T. and Nayantara Nayar, a Chennai-based playwright and researcher. Fever Dream proves that sometimes the best way to face a crisis is to laugh at its absurdity and then to think harder about it.
Deepak, what did I just say?
100 billion hours, something, heat stress.
Yeah.
I understood.
You see, this is why we need something more dramatic. I mean, Poha is more interesting than us.
What makes your product stand out from the competition? Well, it has no competition. It's one of a kind.
Yeah. But do we also want to mention our plans for the next prototype? You know, bringing in the visuals, the sounds, making it a multi-sensorial experience.
As a topic.
So climate change is something we've all been hearing about and thinking about and experiencing for the past several decades. But we still somehow aren't thinking about it deeply enough. And we do hope that with theatre, you get to spend 60 minutes not distracted by anyone trying to sell you anything. No Instagram, no reels, no emails, no WhatsApp messages. You just focus on the issue, and hopefully people leave and they realize that they can be a part of the climate solution and they have a part to play in building our future.
Do you think theatres like this will have actual impact?
I certainly hope so. I don't think it can change anybody's mind overnight. I don't think if somebody walks into the play thinking that climate change isn't real, they're going to walk out being like, oh, climate change is real. I just don't think that's possible. What I do think is possible is nuance in the depth of how we think of something. So if right now you're thinking, climate change is there, but it's happening to somebody else. Hopefully when you leave, you're like, climate change is happening to me. I have to do something about climate change. That I definitely believe theatre, film, music, art absolutely can do.
What's the one message they need to carry from this?
If you want the climate crisis to be over, you have to do something about it.